here's what happened. I get DMs on Instagram asking me when Jeepers Creepers 10 is coming out. I don't know.
With the ending of Jeepers Creepers 3, one question that lingers is why Gina Phillips never returned as originally planned, and will she ever make a comeback someday in the future?
This 23rd spring is a call to arms. We will not fail, and we will not fear. My name is Trish Jenner, and this time when it comes, I will destroy the thing that killed my brother.
Now, of course, there are obvious reasons, a lot of fans' hatred for the film and the director, but behind the scenes, I kind of wonder why plans did change, leaving us with Jeepers Creepers Reborn. August 21st, 1999, there was a submission of a revised script, and the screenplay was called Jeepers Creepers. In 2001, Gina Phillips was cast as the lead in the horror film Jeepers Creepers alongside Justin Long, who played a bigger-than-life younger brother Darry Jenner. Phillips was said to return in 2003 as Trish Jenner in Jeepers Creepers 2, with the plot centered around her character and Patricia Belcher's character hunting down the creeper. But in an unfortunate turn of fate, the plot changed considerably during script rewrites, with Phillips eventually turning down what had become a much smaller role. Now, I don't even need to say it. You know me, I don't have complaints about the second film, but I can't help but wonder what we would have seen had they not went a different direction, which spawned the idea to make this video. Because even without her return in the second film, she did return for an ending segment in the following film, which totally planned to set up a whole storyline to continue for Jeepers Creepers 4, where, as a mother, Trish would be scared for her son's fate, that it may be similar to her brother Darry's, but a few years passed and she wasn't involved in the following film. In 2012, they had supposedly made it as far as auditions for Trish's son. This is information I've heard from Critical Overlord, whose video directly talking about this will be linked below in the comments. It's even said to have Escape Room's Logan Miller audition for the role. I can't remember who exactly got cast for it, but again, I'm going to clarify going off what I've heard from the videos of Critical Overlord. He goes into much deeper dives into all of this stuff than I do. He does a fantastic job covering it all, so I'd highly recommend you go and watch his video. Another part of what he said was that Justin Long actually was in talks to return for a flashback scene in the third film starring Gina Phillips. Justin Long even saying on a Reddit AMA, which means Ask Me Anything, there is a script, it's called Jeepers Creepers Cathedral. Gina Phillips plays the lead in it, but it's been tough getting it off the ground financially. But according to the director Victor, I do get my hands on a flashback scene. Honestly, I didn't think Justin Long would ever return. I mean, I still don't now, but I didn't think it would have lined up that way before at all. The rest of the video, Critical explained how court documents showed that Myriad, the production company who owned the rights to the franchise, accused the production company behind Reborn of distributing a fourth film without their knowledge or permission, and are also currently working on a fifth film without their permission. But I would hold off any hope of it being good at all if, again, it is simply a secretive project like the last one that seems the producers never really had their hearts in the first place. But I'm going to try and circle back to Gina and her return to the franchise. In an interview with Diabolic magazine, Phillips revealed, and this is a while ago by the way, that there was a script already written which follows the third film, and as she claimed, Salva had already written it, and whether or not it was going to happen was simply a matter of the success of the third one, which would completely match what I read on IMDb, which states Victor Salva had already written his script for Jeepers Creepers 4 and was expected to return with original star Gina Phillips playing Trish Jenner as the lead after her brief appearance in Jeepers Creepers 3, 2017. This has since been rejected, and neither Salva nor Phillips will be involved. Similarly, the same thing happened with Salva's original 2008 script for Jeepers Creepers 3, Cathedral, with Trish as the lead. Salva had written a script and Phillips was ready to return, but the studios decided not to move forward with the idea. According to interviews she's been in, for a long time Gina Phillips has always been open about the idea of returning, but according to Wikipedia, as of the last couple of years, she may no longer have any interest in acting. And furthermore, expanding on that, I spoke to Critical Overlord about the odds of seeing Phillips return, and I was told that he would expect someone new to play the role of Trish Jenner, and unfortunately, I could kind of see that happening too. There are so few interviews from the stars, their involvement of the series seems like that movie isn't the proudest of the careers, and it feels like everything Jeepers Creepers related just slips into some sort of void, almost like it's better for people to just forget about it. Although I will say, the cast leads in Reborn seemed genuine in their love for the original film, and it's kind of sad that they never got the proper film they could have had. But yes, as of now, August 31st, 2024, there is talk about Jeepers Creepers 5, or, well, I guess Jeepers Creepers 6. I can't really tell anymore. There's an account called BEATNGU, or the Jeepers Creepers truck, a guy named Tom, and he said that a major studio is possibly going to greenlight a script that would give the fans what they really wanted. In relation to a continuation of the second Jeepers Creepers film, Tom said, "Never say never. The script for the movie you want is written and in the hands of a major studio. Who knows if they'll greenlight the film, but it isn't over yet. I don't believe everything I read online, but this account is all about Jeepers Creepers. Their love for the franchise is very admirable, and they also own one of the 2 original trucks used in the first film, which is cool as hell." A user asked them if they could give an example of which other projects this studio had been involved with, but Tom couldn't answer. But he did say this: "No clues, but it sucks keeping secrets. I want to tell the world, but keeping some sacred information guarded is why I get to know. And the truth is, I don't remember for sure. I'd have to go do some digging or ask, but it wasn't that important to me, but big enough to make it happen. You've surely seen their names and intros many, many times. Keep the faith. It could seriously still happen." Now, do I believe this could be true and they're telling the truth? Honestly, I do have some hope toward it. I do believe it could be true. It's not some random YouTube account that said it. It's a person who knows their stuff, is very, very involved with everything Jeepers Creepers. I would take their word with a grain of salt, but I would still take their word. And this surely couldn't be anything worse than a sequel to the 2022 film. And then you have to think about whether or not this would be fully involved with the sequel to Reborn, or if it wouldn't, I wouldn't know. But I'd only imagine they'd have nothing to do with each other. I don't think Reborn's sequel is even allowed to happen because that's why they're in court in the first place. So would this be Jeepers Creepers 5 or would it be 6? I think it would be 6 because it doesn't sound like if it will happen, it would come as close as Jeepers Creepers Reborn number 2. But in the chance it will happen, my fingers will be crossed that it would be the return of Gina Phillips, focusing on Jack Taggart and Gina. It'll bring back Jonathan Breck reprising his role, practical VFX, makeup effects, the 7-hour job of putting on the makeup to really transform him to the Creeper, and shoot on film, have only mainly nighttime scenes. That is absolutely all they would need to do to make this film work. And number 1, it's going to be almost impossible to shoot on film, but that would still be my demand. A cameo from Justin Long would be nice, but that's far too unrealistic. I know I said before, I would hope that the best thing to do with this series is leave it and not have any return. But a major studio with a possible sequel for the second film involving Gina Phillips, I would wager on that being good. And I'd imagine with enough of a budget, it could take things as far as being satisfactory for the fans. And even in a recent interview with Dead Noise, they had a sit down with Jonathan Breck, the original Creeper. Like, there's still clearly a demand for these films. The love for the Creeper is still there. I really wonder if one day it could happen with the right studio. I mean, maybe. Some things deserve an ending. This could be one of those things.